Obviously, another overtime game with these guys. You're kind of used to that by now. What do you think the difference was in the game in terms of like where it turned from your 2-goal lead to them getting back into it?
You know what, I thought us giving up the one late in the first period. You know, we turn a puck over just inside our line, and they end up finding Rauheiser, and he's about as patient as a defenseman is, and he gets our forward to go down and throws one on the ice to the back door and gets it to 2-1. And then I think we ended up taking 3 penalties in the second period, you know, and so we talked about earlier, I think keys to the game was us trying to play as much 5-on-5 hockey against them as we could, and I thought they got some energy from their power play. And then we started chasing a little bit. A couple of young guys that had their first rough night, their first experience of what it's like to be on the other side of the coin. And, you know, those experiences are things you have to go through.
The second period, besides the special teams aspect, and it seemed like, do you think a lot of it was just them drawing momentum from scoring that goal and then also tying it up, or was there something else that about the way you guys were playing where it seemed like they were able to kind of really reverse the game?
You know what I do? I think they, you know, when they get the second goal, I thought there was a definite lift on their bench, and you felt a little collective sigh on our bench. You know, it was still 2-2. You know, and again, the game is making plays and making mistakes, and you know, we made a couple of mistakes, and they're a good hockey team. They're going to take advantage of it, and even the one at the end. You know, thought we had a pretty decent start to the overtime and turn a puck over. And, you know, at that point, you're looking for a power play to make a play if you're them, and you're looking for us to have a group of veterans go out and try and get it killed. And they made a play, and they deserved to win the hockey game.
At the same time, you did have some pretty good scoring chances. I think you could have made it 3-0. I think on a play on Parker Toomey.
I think it was the 4-on-3 power play.
Was it the 4-on-3?
Yeah, and Parker and I thought Dobb made a great save, and he allows that to stay at 2-0. And you know, hindsight's always 20/20. But you get that 1-3, maybe it's a different story, but it's not because it didn't get to 3. So
a couple chances in the third too. It seemed that they had that. I think a puck went underneath Souter's stick with an open net in front of him, and another pretty good chance late, I think, by your first line. It seemed like they were creating chances tonight, but
I thought they played well. Yeah, I can't. You know, what do they have? I think between the 3 of them, they've got 12 shots on net. It's a pretty good night. You know, between the 3 of those guys we didn't have everybody on board pulling a piece of that rope. We had some passengers, and that's going to happen with some young guys, and it did. It's just we had too many of them. And again, I want to give credit to Bowling Green. They're a good hockey team, and they took advantage of it and found a way to get it done.
Coach, from press row, it looked like 2 pretty good goaltenders playing their craft. Could you comment on the play of the both goaltenders?
Both of them were good. You know, again, we make, light of the save that Dot makes to keep it at 2-0 instead of 3. And then I thought in the second period, McKay was the difference in us not being behind and let alone being tied. So you had 2 guys that are battlers, and I thought both of them did that. And like I said, they made a play in overtime on a power play and found a way to get it done.
Think you might? I know it's early in the season, but you think you might see this team sticking around as a contender throughout the rest of the way?
Oh, absolutely. I think we've got a few of them in our league where the depth in our league and the battle that's going to be our regular season is going to be difficult. And, I'm not just talking this year. Since we had the league together, us and Bowling Green have gone to battle multiple times, and it's always, is it overtime? Is it a 1-goal game? Is it an empty netter? A lot of respect for them, and they deserved it tonight.